Hey guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. This particular video is going to cover a discussion or topic that I've been asked quite a lot about, and it's been going about on a lot of forums, Reddit threads, and such, and just my personal take on this, where I stand on this, and maybe what you should do about it if you want to do something about it. So yeah, enjoy the video, folks.
Let the lesson begin.
Alright guys, so welcome to the arena scoring glitch. I'm just gonna call it. It's not, maybe not be. It's probably not a glitch, but rather a system exploit, advantage. I'm not sure what you would want to call it, but whatever it is, just use whatever term you want and keep it simple. I'm gonna call it glitch throughout this video. Basically, what this is, if you don't already know, it's basically you being able to find particular teams in the arena scoring system. And if you're able to create a really wild scoring team, something with big ranges of units in level, merges, SP, whatever, but using like one unit to kind of like find closely related teams, the matchmaking will find those teams. Now this has been done for years. In fact, this post that I'm showing here is actually 3 years old, and the original like arena score researcher, Petoint, I hope I said that right, basically found how the arena scoring system works and this glitch, so to speak, where if you are able to find a particular, like find no one in your score ranging range, the system would just throw anything at you, essentially. I hope I'm understanding this correctly, because I haven't actually done it too many times. I've tried it a few times and wrote it off as kind of an inconsistent method myself and never really bothered trying it for most of them, if not like every single run I've done, actually. So, and I'll touch on my point on this and go into my perspective later on the video, but I want to explain it first to you guys. So basically, you're trying to use high scoring unit plus really random units that maybe use blessings or 3 stars or 2 stars or something like that to find someone in the pool who doesn't exist. And if you find no one who has basically the exact same or similar defense team as you, the system just throws random stuff at you. Now that may sound amazing because, oh my god, I can find a 764 team in the wild. The reality is it's not common enough to justify using. At least that's my perspective on this, and I could be wrong because maybe there's some super crazy magicians out there who are using this and know more than I do. If you do, feel free to share it if you want to, although that may come at a disadvantage for you if everyone knows it and everyone uses it. I don't know because I don't really use it enough to know enough. I'm just providing my perspective and trying to help you guys understand it the way I do. So essentially, yeah. You create a team that doesn't exist in the arena scoring system, and the system throws you random teams. Or it finds you exactly the team that has that defense team similar to yours. It's a good way to give other people arena scoring defense wins, for example. That's what my community has done for years. And I have tried years ago when I streamed to try to use this method consistently, and it never really worked, because the reality of this method is it can be countered really easily with other people just creating those defense teams that stop you or block you from finding that. So I can't really see it being consistent, but I could be totally wrong, and if you want to further discuss in the comments, feel free to. Now, the thing is, I don't think it's like a glitch, really, because there's counterplay to it. And I don't really think it's an exploit at the end of the day, on further thought, because I feel like this is just the system, instead of giving you like an error message, it's like no available teams in the pool, it just throws you whatever randomly at you. And that means that you're essentially rolling the dice to get anywhere from like a 600 scoring team all the way up to the highest of 764. And I find that is like a crest waste, but you're also, by creating a really wild card team, you're potentially giving yourself a combat disadvantage, because then you're relying on maybe 1 or potentially 2 units to try to carry everything for you in your arena match, as opposed to just using a 4-unit solid team that probably has buffs and support and whatnot. Again, could be wrong on this, but from what I know, what I've seen, and what I've heard from my community and public posts like this, that's all I can infer. Now, my take on this is basically how my experience with this is. There's been few characters that have publicly accused me of using this method. But anyone who's actually watched my stream for years now will know that almost every single arena run that I do is live. I've done everything from start to finish, all my runs with fully invested arena units. I literally have plus 10 Hannah, plus 10 Obro, plus 10 Fur, plus 7 Bowie. Like if this method was consistent and easier and saved me those hundreds of thousands of feathers and fodder, and I felt like it was the way to do it, I would have probably recommended it. But the reality is it's not consistent. At least from what I have in my barracks, it's not consistent. I think maybe if you have like a dual Lin or a dual Ephraim or something that can really carry your match, it might be consistent. But I don't think that everyone's barracks can do this. So I've never really said, hey, you should do this, because I feel just having a better arena core is better than trying to use this particular method. So my way of doing this is anytime I've actually done an arena run off stream, there's reasons for it. Sometimes it's personal, like I just have, family stuff I gotta deal with, or just real life comes up, maybe I'm moving, maybe just something happens, and I have to do my arena run off stream to save time. That's one reason. It's not because I'm trying to hide something. Another one is, and even when I do my arena run off stream, most people see my bonus unit anyways, like they see me invest in something. So 2 seasons, I don't do both my runs off stream. My way of doing this is you see what I have through my barracks, through my streams, you watch the streams, I haven't been using an exploit. Another thing is, like, the few times I have tried to use this, and it was even years ago on my stream where I would go through like hours of arena assault fishing just to see if I could like find particular opponents, including myself. I had another account where I tried to find myself multiple times through arena assault, trying to just use the matchmaking system formula to my advantage, find myself. But I just found out I would spend hundreds of crests trying to find myself, and it just wasn't worth the effort. So I concluded back then that I couldn't really use this method, because this post is not this post, but the one that Patone did was over 3 years ago, and by that time I was like, okay, I can't really use this consistently. I think maybe some people have found a way, but I don't know it, and if you do, feel free to share it. That's really my take on it. My runs are public. You see my units invested and bonus units all on stream, and I don't have, I feel, the units in my barracks anyways to do this consistently, even if it was consistent. So I can't really recommend how you would, but again, that's what comments are for. If you think there's a way to do it better, share it if you want to. Finally, I have a barracks video from a couple of weeks ago, I believe, or maybe a few months now, where you should go and see actually my full barracks, and if you think there is actually something in there that would have worked to do it, I am open to hearing why or how, if you think it's something. But what I think IS should do is probably target this and put up like a pop-up message that says no arena teams found. That's probably the solution to it, because there is likely people with thousands of crests that just don't play arena that can take advantage of this, maybe, and maybe they have like the units invested to do it. Maybe they don't have a great bonus unit, but maybe they have a great carry unit. Maybe they just have like a plus 10 dual Lin, and because of that they could use a bonus unit like the Askers every single week, plus some random dancer, and then get through it every week, and they have thousands of crests they can afford to probably burn 10s and 20s, 30s of crests, trying to find that really super high scoring team 5 times in a row and carry it. I think players like that probably exist, and I think that IS should address it and fix it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect me because I don't use it. So, but it would technically affect me if everyone did start using it, and then that would make the score ranges higher in tier 21, and therefore my investments would also have to rise, or I would have to try to learn how to use this like everyone else who would start using it if there was a consistent way to it, and that unfortunately would take away from my arena gameplay experience. So that's really my take on it, folks, and what I'll show you now is just an example of me trying to like find particular teams or people with what I have in my barracks quickly. I can't replicate it right now, I think, through what I have in my barracks, but I'll show you my best attempt at kind of finding teams and potentially how the system could work. Okay, so let's go. Okay guys, so I wanted to provide an example or a few examples of how exactly this works in real time. So I put together 2 teams of trying to kind of show you the system in the works. It does require like basically targeting a range of teams that don't exist. So in reality, you have to use uncommon units to make this work. So what I'm using in this example isn't gonna work because I just don't have like the right criteria for it. You would want like maybe a lower level unit or a really high like duo scoring unit, like let's say a +10 duo Ephraim or +10 Linja or something like that. Something that a lot of people don't have. And unfortunately, the highest scoring unit I have is Hannah at 180, along with a couple others like Emperor and Tiki and such. So I decided I would just try to just like find a particular person or try to like show you how the matchmaking works in general. And this is what this is. So we have Ike as the bonus unit in this particular season. We have Hannah here, who's basically running a full arena build. You don't actually need to run like a full arena build on Ike, for example. You could actually run like reposition. And then just the wild card unit, the unit that like totally messes up the whole system. And this is usually a unit that's like in the mid-range of levels. I have Lucas here. He's just randomly an Earth Blessed level 40 4-star units. I feel like that's as much as a wild card as I can do without basically re-blessing something like low level here, which could also work. But I'm just gonna go with this and show you what I get. And I get Robert. I get Falco. I get Falco again. And I get Falco again. You see where I'm going with this, folks, right? So I'm going to get either Falco or Robert. And the reason it works like this is because the system is literally matching me up against the only person in the pool that has a defense team that scores similar to this like range, with your highest scoring unit in the case of Hannah being here, and like your full team score and maybe the lowest score, blessings, how they interact. I don't fully know the system, to be totally honest, but I know it works something like this, where it takes like your highest scoring unit in arena scoring build, unit score, tries to match you up. So this team here basically finds me Falco. Now what would happen is if Falco didn't have a defense team here, it wouldn't find someone that had a defense team that was similar to this, and it would just find a random range of teams, anywhere from like 600 to all the way up to the max of 754, 756, 758, whatever, even higher, 760. It can go up to like, it just finds random teams that have that unit score variable. So like Hannah's on the team. And in a way, this kind of can make it so you find like a team, or like you can basically go above your score range without investing into units. But the reality is you're going to spend a lot of crests finding that team, and you're also going to have a pretty difficult time, I would say, to actually win if your carry unit isn't superb and basically can take on 4 units, okay? So despite me using basically reposition here, your wildcard unit is best to be like some mid-range dancer, and then your carry unit has to be something amazing. And I'm talking like, you know, legendary Leaf, who can like Gale Force, or maybe, I mean, Hannah can maybe do it against some teams, but definitely not all teams, especially like a dual Lift on the enemy team. You see that? You might as well just throw your run, because there's no chance I would be able to carry that. Dual Linja. So as a means of like this being a system or a tactic that can work, yes, but I don't really see, I don't see you consistently finding the teams you need and consistently winning all those matches with the gimped team versus a very high scoring, potentially very threatening team. That's the 2 cons to the system, despite not having to invest. And at the end of the day, you're going to likely spend a lot of crests finding that, and then you're going to have a match that may or may not have been easier. Because the best thing you can do is like give yourself a dancer and an extremely good carry unit. And that's not like permissible for everyone's barracks. Definitely not for mine. Another example of this, and it's a very like a common thing that people in my community and Discord have been doing for a while, is like running one high-scoring unit like this, like a G dual infantry unit, and like 2 naked Asker units, and one of them being the bonus in the case of like Anna, and then searching each other and giving ourselves defense wins. Now, like in reality, I guess you could be saying that's not fair, but as you can see, I'm going to probably find a few Akka 2 players here, which are people from my community, maybe, because people do this to give each other arena defense wins. And in reality, it doesn't really harm anyone to do this. Like, I totally would encourage you to just come into the Discord and take advantage of it. If you need an arena defense win, myself and the community have time and time again helped each other get these arena defense wins, because maybe you forgot, maybe you just don't have a great arena defense team, maybe you just don't want to put up dual Lin, dual Byleth, legendary Azura, and legendary Chrom on your defense team and make everyone else's arena run super difficult. So for whatever reason, we have been able to give ourselves arena defense wins using the system of finding particular people in the community. People have been doing this for years. So, yeah. The point is, I can't actually replicate the system right now because it requires like specific units or specific setup, and I don't do it, so I don't really know the full details of it. I'm only going based off what people have told me, what I've read, and the few times I've tried it, but unsuccessfully. And with that being said, alright guys, so that's pretty much going to conclude today's video on like the discussion of the arena scoring glitch. Hopefully you took something out of this, and maybe we get some discussion either on Twitch, Discord, or such, even in the comments below, on how you feel this could be addressed. Maybe we should send feedback. I think we should, to be honest, and get it addressed and hopefully fixed so that we can have a more legitimate arena experience. I have not used it successfully at all, because it just isn't consistent. It wastes crests, and I just don't have the barracks for it. And I do hope it gets fixed so that we can get away from this. I mean, we had the mythic bug for a while. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.
It's over.